Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Fpl Yathu, our fantasy Premier League talk show. You're with me, your boy, Zweliti Nizande. And before we go on, I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. I hope you guys had a nice holiday that time. Well, for me, I also had a good holiday. So, back to business. I missed, I think, 2 game weeks or 3 game weeks. Yeah, I missed 3 game weeks. The last time we dropped that episode was on the 26th of December, if not the 18th of December. But then we're back with updates, we're back with tips, and I saw that some people dropped points just because I wasn't giving you guys tips. So today we are back with everything on our, I think this is our 20th episode, if not 21st episode. So, you know how we do it. We first look at the fixtures of the previous game week, which was game week 20. We're going to look at the results, the fixtures, and how the results came out on game week 20. And after analyzing that, I'm going to give you different differential picks on players that I did research after watching these games, that players that you guys can buy and players that you guys have to sell. And besides that, there's a new thing that I'm going to be doing from this second half of the season onwards. I'm going to be giving you guys an FPL team that I am going to predict maybe to get 100 points in that game week. So what we're going to do for you this game week, we're going to look at the results, we're going to look at differential picks, and I'm going to give you a squad that's going to get you 100 points this game week. If you want to get 100 points, if you want to use your wild card and get 100 points this game week, you should follow the team that I'm going to give you. And besides that, I'm also going to give you guys the captains to pick this game week. Last week, this past 2 game weeks, everyone has been biased, everyone has been picking Haaland, but then I want you guys to have those differentials that are going to score you those nice points. So starting with our game week on match week 20, we had Aston Villa versus Nottingham Forest, whereby Aston Villa beat Nottingham Forest 3 goals to 1, and the guys on the score sheet were Oli Watkins for Aston Villa, and then John McGinn scored 2 goals for Aston Villa too. And then besides that, for Nottingham Forest, we had Gibbs White back on the score sheet. So I mean, the way we're looking at it, Aston Villa is in hot form because they've went 11 matches unbeaten at home. And besides that, we all know that they went 11 matches unbeaten, only to lose to Arsenal. So I think it's a good time to look at some Aston Villa assets. You can look at Watkins. Watkins has been scoring in his last 5 game weeks. You can also look at Morgan Rogers. He a guy who gives good assists or sometimes scores. We can also look at Yuri Tillemans, because Yuri Tillemans has been assisting too, defensive contributions, and also to look at the other side of Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, when you talk about Gibbs White is a player that he contributes on defensive contributions, and besides that, he also scores goals or gives assists. And also, we can look at Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest. Elliot Anderson has been given fours as 4 points like in the past game weeks, because he gets 2 points for play time and then 2 points for defensive contribution. So you can get Elliot Anderson if you just want that guy who's assured you to give you 4 points in every game week. And besides that, we had another game, Brighton versus Burnley, whereby Brighton won 2 goals to 0. Ruta was on the score sheet and Ayari was on the score sheet too. And I think it's a great time to get Ruta because he's been scoring, I think, back to back. He scored in the last game, he's also scoring in this game. So you can also get Ayari too. Ayari has been assisting too, besides him scoring in this game week. And then We had Wolves versus West Ham United, whereby Wolves beat West Ham United 3 goals to nil. Wolves got their first win of the season, and the goals were scored by Mane. He Chang Wang, a penalty, and the other goals was scored by Arias. Well, I can't tell you guys to get Wolves assets for now because you can get Wolves assets for now because Wolves just won their first match and we're not sure if their form is going to be the same. So for the Wolves guys, I think let's just give them time, at least 2 game weeks, and then we'll see if we can get some Wolves guys. And then going on, we had Bournemouth versus Arsenal. Arsenal beat Bournemouth 3 goals to 2. The goal scorers Declan Rice for were Declan Rice for Arsenal, whereby Declan Rice scored 2 amazing goals after being sold out by many guys, and then Gabriel Magalhaes too also scored for Arsenal, the defender, and we had Evan Nilsson scoring for Bournemouth, and Krupi Jr. also scored for Bournemouth. For Arsenal, I feel like you can get Gabriel because Gabriel has given what double digits in the past. No, not a double digit. He's given a double digit in the past game week, 15, and then this game week is given us a 9, which are good points. So Gabriel is a guy you can get. Declan Rice too. Declan Rice is a must-have. A good price. I know a lot of people sold him last game week, but then he ended up getting 17 points. And this week he goes against Liverpool. So I think in a big game like this, Declan Rice can rise up and then maybe score some points. Maybe about 8-10 points. I don't know. And then going on to the Sunday fixtures, we had Leeds versus Manchester United, whereby it ended 1-1. We also had the scores of Manchester United and Leeds. For Manchester United, Mateus Cunha scored a goal, and then for Leeds, Anderson too scored a goal. And then going on, we had Everton versus Brentford, whereby Igor Thiago scored a hat-trick for Brentford, and a lot of guys I think sold Igor Thiago. About 9,000 FPL managers sold him. He got a hat-trick. Collins also scored, and then for Everton, Beto scored. And this is the first time we've seen Beto on the score sheet this season. And then we had Barry too. He also scored. Everton, I saw many people had Everton defenders, and this game week they've just given you zeros, negative ones. But then it happens, huh? It happens. You don't have to sell them, keep them. And then we had Newcastle United versus Crystal Palace, whereby Newcastle United won 2 goals to 0. The goals were scored by Bruno Guimaraes and Matt Chow. Bruno Guimaraes is a must-have in this game, and you can also look at other Newcastle defenders. I had Dan Burn, but then Dan Burn has been out on injury. I'm not sure if he's back yet. But then Matt Chow, Lewis Hall, Fabian Schär, those are nice players, nice defenders you can get from Newcastle. And then we had Tottenham Hotspur versus Sunderland, which ended in a 1-1 draw. And the goals were scored by Davies for Spurs, and then Brob too also scored for Sunderland, and an assist was given by Enzo Lefleur. Enzo Lefleur is in my team, and this week he's pushed me because I think Yakubo Minte missed out, so it was the game automatically replaced those 2 guys. And then we had the game Fulham versus Liverpool, whereby Fulham, Harry Wilson scored, and Reed scored a bang, guys. If you watch this goal, if you watch this game, we all know that this goal was a bang. And then for Liverpool, we had Florian Wirtz back on the score sheet again. And then we had Gakpo. And then the last game was by Manchester City versus Chelsea. And then this game ended 1-1 draw. For Manchester City, Reinders scored. And for Chelsea, it was Enzo Fernandez. So this is how it went in the match week 20. And looking at the match week 20 and going on to match week 21, these are the players that I feel like you guys should watch, should get. First of all, I think Leeds won't be a nuisance the way it's been with the previous games going into match week 21 because they're going against Newcastle United, and I think Newcastle United can still keep a clean sheet in the upcoming game. So I feel like getting Nick Pope, Matt Chow, or Lewis Hall is a good decision for you guys. And those guys, these are the differentials that I'm giving you. So Matt Chow, Bruno Guimaraes is a good pick for next week. Besides that, I'm looking at Crystal Palace. It goes against Aston Villa, and this game is really going to be a tough game because Crystal Palace has gone. I think has gone with back-to-back defeats. Yeah, or they haven't won a match. So I feel like Crystal Palace are going to bounce back in this game, and this game can end into a draw or a win to Crystal Palace. So getting players like Brennan Johnson, I watched his first game last week when he played against Newcastle. He was too shaky, but then I feel like he's going to be a guy who's going to be feeding who's this Mateta ball. So Brennan Johnson is one guy to get. Wharton too. Wharton has been on fire. If you want someone to be giving you defensive contributions, a good differential is Wharton. We can also look at Mateta. Mateta, I think, is going to score. He's going to go back on the score sheet in this game. For Aston Villa, we can get McGinn as a differential. We can get Yuri Tillemans. Yuri Tillemans, guys, has been in hot form, has been giving assists, defensive contributions. So Yuri Tillemans is a good buy for a good price too. And then looking at Manchester United versus Burnley, looking at Manchester United versus Burnley next week, there are some players that we can pick from Manchester United. First of all, you can pick Casemiro because Casemiro has been giving defensive contributions. He almost even gave some assists in the past game. So I feel like Casemiro is a nice pick from Manchester United. Despite that, we have Haven from the defender from Manchester United too. He's a nice pick. He's played in like the past 9 games for Manchester United. I don't know if it's still going to be the same because Ruben Amorim has been sacked from Manchester United. So we'll see on how that goes. And then looking at also another match is the Chelsea versus Fulham match. I feel like you can get some Chelsea assets for this game week. You can get the players like Cole Palmer. You can get guys like maybe Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo will be back, and maybe Trevor Chalobah or Sanchez for this game because I feel like they're going to give those they're going to keep those clean sheets. So before I finish on the differentials, there is another differential. Elliot Anderson is a good differential to get because Elliot Anderson is in that form whereby he gives you 4 points no matter what. He's going to give you 4 points, and I wouldn't look at getting any Western players now. I know people had Bowen, Paqueta, but then I was surprised to see Bowen was giving defensive contributions, and I was like, what? Even this guy supposed to be scoring. So that's all I had for you for the differential picks. And now we're going to go to the draft that I'm going to show you guys that I've picked for you. that I pick for you, that's if you want to use your wild card and you want to score maybe 100 points. Okay, so I'm going to give you a draft, but I'm going to do that after the break. We're going to give you the draft. We're going to give you a captain pick, and after that, we're going to give fixture predictions and we're going to close. So, see you guys after the break. All right, welcome back from the break. So, we said in this section, I'm going to help you guys pick a team if you want to score 100 points and if you want to use your wild card. Okay, or maybe you want to use a free hit, but this team, guys, is going to score you 100 points. So first of all, in goals, we're going to have either Robert Sanchez, that's if he plays, or we're going to have Nick Pope. But then for me, I'm going with Robert Sanchez. So I'm going to put Nick Pope on the bench. The reason why we're taking Nick Pope, we know Nick Pope is going against Leeds, so I feel like these guys are going to keep a clean sheet again in this game. In defense, I'm going to have either Matt Chow, and then next to Matt Chow, I'm going to have Gabriel. Next to Gabriel, I'm going to have maybe Senesi or Mark Gay. But then I'm going to go with Senesi. In my midfield, I'm going to have Phil Foden. Apart from Phil Foden, I'm going to have Matheus Cunha. If not Matheus Cunha, I'm going to put Casemiro on the bench. I'm still thinking of who to start, depending on my budget and your budget. And then I'm going to keep Enzo, who is not Enzo FA. We're going to put Elliot Anderson in the team. And then besides from Elliot Anderson, we're also going to have Phil Foden in the team. So those are like 4 midfielders: Matheus Cunha, Phil Foden, Elliot Anderson, and one more. Oh, those are 3. And one more guy we're going to put in the team is Cole Palmer, because we know he goes against Fulham, and he might score in a London derby because he hasn't scored like for a year now in an away match. So I feel like he's going to try to turn odds around. So I'm going to put Cole Palmer in that midfield. So that means I'm going to play 3 defenders, 4 midfielders, and then I'll play 3 strikers. And in strikes, my main man is going to be Erling Haaland. We know we can keep Erling Haaland out of the team. And then despite from Erling Haaland, we're going to have Igor Thiago in the team, because we know Igor Thiago scored a hat-trick in the past game. So besides him scoring a hat-trick, he was also going against Sunderland. So, you know, Sunderland is quite shaky these days. The conceding goals. So I'm going to have Thiago besides Haaland. And besides Haaland too, I'm going to have Ekitike. Reason being, Ekitike is a good pick for the Arsenal game. He comes up in big games, but then I think he's not a guy that I'm going to hold on to, because after I use this free hit, or after I play this wild card, I'm still going to keep contemplating whether I should have Ekitike for the long run, or maybe I should get another striker after this game. Maybe sell him for Raul Jimenez or whosoever. So that's how we're going to play. That's how we're going to play this game if you want to get 100 points this game week, if you play this World Cup. So who are we going to captain this game week? There are 3 guys that I'm going to put for you guys if you want to captain. The first one is none other than Haaland. Haaland is home against Brighton, and we know Haaland hasn't performed in the past 3 game weeks, hasn't scored. So I think he's just going to score in this one. Besides Erling Haaland, the second pick is Thiago. Thiago is going against Sunderland, and his only striker, his only player I think who who has goals close to Erling Haaland. Besides from Thiago, I think my last captain pick can be, well, Declan Rice. Declan Rice is going against Liverpool and is in hope form. So I think captain Declan Rice will also be a good idea. So you can either take Declan Rice, or you can take Thiago, or you can take the first pick, Erling Haaland. So those are the picks that I had for you this game week. Now going into the matches for game week 2021. I mean, our first match is tomorrow. West Ham United. Our first match is West Ham United versus Nottingham Forest. West Ham United is home. I feel like this game is going to end in a draw. And the scorers in this game, or guys giving assists, might be Elliot Anderson, the Jesus guy, the striker for Nottingham Forest. Then for West Ham, I think if Paqueta plays, he might score, give an assist. And Darren Bowen too is going to give an impact. But then this game might end in a draw. We have Bournemouth versus Tottenham Hotspur. This is another draw. I don't know if Tottenham Hotspur, the Spurs are going to win tomorrow. I have zero confidence with them winning on Wednesday. And then we have Brentford versus Sunderland. This game is going to be a tight game too. I think it's another draw. We have Crystal Palace versus Aston Villa. This game is going to be a win for Crystal Palace, even though it's going to be a difficult game for them. We have Everton versus Wolves. I feel like Wolves might want to be troublesome in this game, but then it's really a tough match, because last week Wolves surprised us by beating West Ham 3-0. But then I think Everton will win this game, a straight win for them. And then we have Fulham versus Chelsea. Chelsea still has no manager. I'm not sure if they've appointed Liam Rosnier, but then we're yet to hear who the new manager is going to be. So I think by the time they've confirmed the new manager, it's going to be the next episode. So Fulham versus Chelsea, it's either going to end in a draw or a win to Chelsea. And then we have Manchester City versus Brighton. This is a straight win for Manchester City, but they're not keeping a clean sheet. I think Minte might just score in this game. And then we have Burnley versus Manchester United. This game is going to end in a draw for these guys. And then we have Newcastle United versus Leeds. Newcastle United versus Leeds is going to be another draw. And then on Thursday, we have the big match, Liverpool. Liverpool is playing against Arsenal. This game is really a big match because Arsenal is running away with the title. And I don't think anyone wants Arsenal to win the league. So I just feel like tomorrow Liverpool is going to be on a big hunt to stop Arsenal from winning the league. Everyone wants any other team to win the league apart from Arsenal. But then I think this season we just have to admit that it's Arsenal's season because they've been really good performance-wise. And tomorrow, I think Arsenal is going to beat Liverpool because Liverpool is now like in the maybe top 4 of teams with the highest XGs. They are conceding very much, so the XG for conceding is very high. So I feel like Liverpool might just lose tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So we'll see how it goes if Liverpool is going to win, which I doubt, or Arsenal is going to win, which I'm sure. So that was all I had for you today. Your boy Zoetin Izande. Happy New Year, and this is our first episode this year, and I think this is episode number 18. We'll be on track. We'll be on track in the next episode. But I apologize to my guys for the absence. I know you guys have 2 points, but then I'm back. So now all your points with the wildcard I've given you, the 100 points wildcard, guys. This week you guys are going to win a lot of points, guys. Like a lot of points. Okay, so that's all I had for you. You're with me, your boy Zoitin Izande, and see you in our next episode after Game Week 21. Don't forget the deadline is on Tuesday.